I think we are live. Hopefully, we are live. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? We are live. I haven't done one of these in a while, guys. So nice to see everybody. We got already ton of people in the chat. Let me just double check here that everything is rolling. And I have a super fantastic guest tonight. And his name is Todd. Can you introduce yourself, Todd, please?
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, Todd, the Flippin Hustler. How you guys doing? Surprise!
Yep. No, okay. So everything is rolling nicely here. Chat is flowing good. We got people coming in. Awesome. All right, let me get out of here. So how have you been, Todd? This is the first one for us, right? We talked many times through the chat, through on a phone, but we never did anything live. So this is very exciting for me and for you.
Yeah.
You are way up in Minnesota, correct?
Yes, sir. I am about 90 miles south of the Canadian border, right around there, and about 25 miles east of Fargo, North Dakota. So I'm in very western part of Minnesota.
So you are in a tundra zone, as I call it, but
Oh yeah.
beautiful area for fishing, man. My favorite
Oh,
spots up there. So I
yep.
go to Minnesota all the time, and lately I've been traveling actually quite a bit to Minnesota because my daughter was going to school in Minneapolis. So she just graduated. So I've been going there quite often. But you are still pretty far away, even from Minneapolis. You are like another 4 hours northwest, right?
Yep. It's a good 3 hour drive for sure. And then probably five if the roads are bad, but it's far enough away, but it's still close enough that if we want to go to the big city, we can. But I live in a town of about 2,000 people, very small town, farming people all around us. I married the farmer's daughter, and I love it here. I
Yeah.
liken it to Mayberry. Beautiful.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, I want to say, hello to everybody in the chat, and it's already moving pretty fast. But this is amazing for me. You are kind of like you saying in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Population 2,000. The biggest town from you is like what, 30 miles away, which is probably Fargo with
Yep.
what, 100,000 people maybe?
If you surround everything, couple 100,000 max.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. How is that? I mean, I'm in Chicagoland area, right? 13 million people surrounding everything around Chicago here. Just huge, right? No matter where you go, there's stuff everywhere. You can find stuff all the time. How the hell you do it?
Uh, I
I
just,
mean,
you go to certain places and you find places that are good, and some places are good, some places are not. Um, I have a couple honey holes up here that I go to. And these people go in, they have probably 100,000 square foot places. They go in and buy out estates, old businesses, old general stores. They buy out this whole stuff and they bring it into their store and then they piece it out, right? So then I go in there and I buy the stuff that they bought. So I do it that way. I go to thrift stores, I go to garage sales. I have bought a couple things online to try to flip. But yeah, you do whatever you need to do to make it happen. Yep.
right. But like, for example, I mean, obviously here, when I walk in through a thrift store or go to the garage sale or estate sale, I mean, there's resellers everywhere and you can spot them right away. You see them. Do you run into the same stuff out there in the
Uh,
middle of nowhere? Or it's like, I'm the only reseller here at this garage sale?
I thought I was the only reseller up in this area, and then one day I was walking through this place that I frequent and buy a lot of good stuff at, and I'm just walking through the corridor there, and this guy says, "Hey, the Flippin' Hustler, seen on YouTube," and I went, "Mom, I gotta go," because I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, he's like, "Yeah, I saw you. My name's." So, anyways, he's probably here in the chat. Really cool dude. He's a picker, ton of knowledge, man. And so I made friends with the stranger that saw me on YouTube, and it was crazy. Um,
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you having, 1,000 subscribers and you already run into somebody. That's what's so great about doing this, YouTube thing.
Amazing.
But yeah, I always wondered, like, being in such a big metropolitan city like I am, and a lot of people are in big areas. it's a lot easier for us to find things, but at the same time you get a lot of competition. I always wonder, how would it be if I would ever decide to move like way up north, which I thought
Yeah.
about it many times because I love fishing. I'm big into it. Now, especially when I have a little bit more time because my kids are grown up and they're, out of college, I'll definitely have more time for me and my wife to spend, go out and do trips and do fishing. And I always wonder if I ever do decide to maybe get a small place somewhere way up north, how the picking would be in the middle of nowhere. But I guess you can do it everywhere, long as you stay focused and you find, like you said, your honey holes, and you find a guy here and there, so
The
yeah,
coolest
it's
ones,
amazing.
the funnest ones are when you're out driving through the country, middle of nowhere, and you see a garage sale. You go in, you walk into a barn of just treasure, man. It's just not, yeah, it's amazing to go one of these old farmsteads and they have the good stuff. These old ladies have that old, oh man, the old good stuff. It's all antique, it's all preserved. Yeah, there's opportunity up here, Pete, for sure.
Yeah.
And when you come up here to visit, I'm going to show you. I've got a 45 or 43 pound muskie hanging on the wall upstairs.
Well, when I'm coming to visit you, most likely it's going to be for fishing, not so much for picking, but we can do some picking too as well. I want to say hello to some people in the
Yeah,
chat.
let's do
Mr.
that.
Stady, Baba, how are you? Drifty Treasure is here. Anita, Fanita, Shamrock, Pixie, Turtle Trader, a lot of familiar names here. And I think I see quite a few names that you have on your channel as well.
Yeah, let me
Um,
say hi to these people because they have been my, I don't have a ton of subscribers, but my subscribers are loyal. They are just the best. It's awesome. So let me say hi. Kimberlina, what's up, Kimberlina? Rebecca Cruder, she lives not too far away. Hawk9999, he's the guy that saw me at the store. Swamp Picker, Glenn, he's good people. Key Lime Kisses, she's my very first subscriber in the whole world. And there she is. Amazing. Bumcrack Picker, Mr. E, what's up? Who else is here? Oh, Anthony Pittsburgh. I said, Anthony, say a little prayer for me, bro. And he did, man. I appreciate that. Darlene, thanks for being here. Craig, thanks for being here. Misha, thanks for being here. Lisa, what's up, Lisa? Thrifty Christie's here. Borderline Horrorish, Turtle Trader, Blackberry Thistle, Bianca, all the way in Germany. Hit Flippin' Mama Kelly. What's up, Kelly? I love you, man. You're awesome. I need to say hi to my wife. Hi, wife. I love you. Get home safely. See you soon. Uh, and everybody else. Thank you so much, Anita Fonita. You're all awesome, and I appreciate all of you. And I 1, 4, 3, 8, all of you.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got already almost 200 people in here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to be answering some questions. We're going to be talking about a few different things. There's no really any like topic that we talked about, right? Just we're going to say, like I put it in a title, like you like to say, let's shoot some shipping. I love that phrase, man. I love the phrase. I love the confetti that you throw around, man. You are natural. I love everything that you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I just have fun, and I don't think about it. And then people say, "Hey, that's pretty funny." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'll do that again." Kind of like I don't know, whatever.
Cool. So let me ask you this. This is
Yes.
kind of important. I see your daughter pop in once in a while on your streams,
Yep.
Caroline, correct?
Yep.
I don't think I ever seen your wife on any of the videos.
She's so shy. Yeah,
Okay.
I will have to get in her sometime. We've been married. We just had our 8-year anniversary a couple days ago.
Oh,
And
nice,
we've been
nice,
together. Yeah, we've been together for 16 years. I met her when she was 21, and I was just about to turn 30.
nice.
Yeah.
So she's like my wife, right? She doesn't want to be part of it. She's shy. Occasionally, here and there, she'll pop up on a film, but very rarely. So I was gonna ask you about that. How is your family on your wife feels about you doing the whole reselling thing?
She loves it. She loves it. From the time I met her, I was a suit and tie guy out there selling whatever, cars, insurance, whatever. And she said, I would never want you to go back to a regular job because you have been the most happy this last 3 years than you've ever been since the time I met you.
Isn't
And
that
I've owned But
Isn't that amazing, Todd? When you start doing something that you really enjoy and your whole attitude just like totally changes 180 degrees, and all of a sudden you go, "Oh my gosh, how come I didn't know about this sooner?" Right?
man, if I would have known about, I knew. I mean, I've known about eBay, but I didn't take action until a certain point. You know,
Yeah.
so and that's the one thing I want to encourage people that are new that are watching. Just take action. Start your account, get your PayPal set up, get it synced up with your bank account, and list something. And once you start selling something, that's the hardest part. Get the boulder rolling, man. It's
Yeah,
true.
for sure, for sure. I want to say quick thank you to Dominic, Primetime Treasure Hunter, for the super chat. Thanks,
Oh man,
Dominic. It was super fun with you hanging out a couple days ago. It was a good time. You guys can go and check out his long video that he made on his channel. I got a short one on mine, but it was a very, very cool time. Super cool dude. So thanks for that super chat, Dominic.
awesome.
Alrighty, who else we got here in the chat? We got any questions, guys? Go ahead and put them in. We'll gladly answer to the best we can. We're gonna try to keep an eye on the chat. We're gonna bring some questions in. If you guys have any questions, either for me or chat, Todd, doesn't matter. Let us know, and we keep rolling here. So, any questions for me, Todd?
Geez, what's the newest? Oh, did you ever sell that turntable, that Techniques, or was it a Techniques that had the automatic arm?
So I had couple. I actually have one here, right here in my man cave.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably guys don't see much stuff. There's a lot of stuff that disappeared and it's moved away. There used to be some boom boxes up here. There used to be some different stuff right here. I have a totally new room that I designated on the other side of my basement here, that it's kind of now like a display room. So a lot of stuff is gone. Yeah, but one of those two turntables I sold, and one of them is actually in the second room right behind this wall. So
Nice. I was at my buddy Kelly's house today, and he has one of those. The Techniques, it's silver. I can't remember the model number. I'm like, man, there it is. He's like, yep.
yeah, somebody's asking here, Craigslist Hunter, when will you be showing how to hunt on Craigslist? Probably never, actually. It's funny, that name, it's been around for a while now, but Craigslist is actually dead for me right now.
Is it?
Yeah, I still advertise on it. We still do some ads, meaning looking for stuff, and I'm telling you, the phone is not ringing.
Huh.
All these other apps totally are killing Craigslist, especially right here in Chicagoland area. I think it's dying. The OfferUp, Let Go, and absolutely Facebook Marketplace is killing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to pick up so much stuff from Craigslist. It was crazy. That's why my name was Craigslist Hunter, because I would go on calls on daily basis, and not anymore. I mean, we barely get any calls. We stopped putting on stuff on Craigslist to advertise. Now it's all either OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. That's what draws a lot of traffic to the shop. Yeah, so not so good for Craigslist. I don't see a bright future for them. So, are you do any stuff on Craigslist, Todd?
You know what? eBay is my only platform, which I know is probably a no-no, but I have to be focused, man. And I know I need to start something else. But eBay is my primary. That's where I've got all those eggs.
Yeah, but like for sourcing, I'm also talking for sourcing. Do you ever try to like look at things on Craigslist? If somebody's trying to sell something, do you ever search Craigslist for anything?
No,
Not really.
no, no.
Yeah. See, I think Craigslist is dying, really, honestly.
Yeah, it's not even a thought to even go look for anything on there because I don't want to go meet anybody. That's why I work for
Yeah.
myself from home because I don't. I'm just doing my thing. You know?
Okay. Brodach has a question, and
Okay.
it says, "How do you avoid scammers?" I'll let you answer that first, Todd.
How do you avoid scammers? Well, it's going to happen, and the first time it happens, you're probably going to learn something. um. Okay. For instance, I had this really cool arcade-looking game. It was like a small miniature thing that you put your tablet in, and it had a joystick and all kinds of cool stuff on it. I think I did video on it. I sent it to the guy. He wanted his money back. I can't remember what happened, but when I got it back, it was in like 12 pieces. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? So I didn't freak out about it. I contacted eBay. I went through the proper procedures. I kept my cool, and I made it through the water. And so the main thing is, don't be afraid to reach out to eBay and say, here's the deal. Look at this. And as long as you're in the right, 99 times out of 100, they're probably going to side with, man, maybe not 99, but, you know, there's a good
Yeah,
chance.
yeah,
Uh,
and especially now, I think they're switching towards a little bit more. At least that's what I'm hearing. That actually they're gonna start maybe taking our word as a seller a little bit more seriously than they used to.
yeah,
And now it's really gonna matter. Okay, this is a buyer who has uh, uh, 21 feedbacks. You as a seller have 5,000, and they're gonna go, well, wait a minute, this guy doesn't have any problems for so many transactions. Maybe we should believe him for once. So
yeah,
I think it's going that way. No matter what, scams are gonna happen here and there, but it's so minimal to the
right.
overall picture that you have to completely stop worrying about it. And they'll catch you. They'll happen. One day you're gonna open up and something's gonna go wrong. You can't get away from it, but it's the nature of the beast when you're gonna sell. And it doesn't matter if it's online or if it's a brick and mortar store like mine. I have stuff happening in my shop the same way. Somebody's gonna come in and try to do this or that. So it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're already worrying about it, you're not going to survive this game. I'm telling you that right now. Focus on positive. Don't focus on the negative.
Yeah,
Simple.
don't worry about what could be, because think of how many things that you've spent so much time worrying about in your life that never happened. Never happened. You wasted all that valuable energy, man. We all
I
do it.
agree. 100%. 100%. Okie dokie here. What's your most profitable item you like to sell, Todd? Like overall, not like one item that you sold, but like what are you love to go after that every time I get this is like 100% quick flip. I'm gonna make good money. What do you look for?
TI calculators. It's a guaranteed $50 bill every
And
time.
it's like almost instant, isn't it?
Oh
Like,
man,
oh,
every time
okay.
I'm like, oh, I should have put it for $2 more. I'm like, oh no, that's okay. I got it for $2.
They are so good, and actually, depending also on which time of the year, right? I mean, if it's right beginning before a semester starts, they'll fly like nonstop. But it with calculators, it's so good that even if people want more money, I'm buying it because I know as soon as I list it by the morning, most likely it will sell. If you
Yep,
price it right. So yeah,
yep,
that's one of those items that it's kind of no brainer.
yep.
Um,
Yep, that's the one I found that I really like. The stuff that I enjoy selling is a lot of toys, a lot of weird stuff. I picked up this. It's from 1969 rock tumbling thing today. Everything's in there. It works. I got it for $3. She wanted five. I got it for three. And I looked it up, and it's only about $25, 20 to 25, but that's okay. You do that 20 times, and you're good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you notice on my couple of my videos that I started. I mean, we always sold a little bit of toys, and I dabbled always a little bit with toys, but that is such a big niche to be in. And you have to learn so much actually because there's so much of that stuff out there
Yep.
uh, that it scares me. And I get it now when people say that they don't want to really go out of their comfort zone. Because I tell you, so many toys out there that I'm probably walking by every day that it's crazy. But I'm learning baby steps slowly. I think all I need is just enough knowledge that I'm danger enough that I'm not walking away by those 50, 80, 60, $100 bills laying, walking by. I mean, that's what it's all about. So it's a crazy niche to be in, but extremely profitable. I like to learn more about it.
There were these tin metal trays from the late 50s, early 60s. They had roses on them. Had four of them. They were sold for $49.99. I went to one of my honey holes, and the same exact four were right there. So I bought them again. I couldn't believe it. Not they weren't the same ones. They were just I lucked out. So when you sell something for a decent amount of money and then you walk in somewhere and there it is again, you're just like, sweet. It's like just looking down and seeing money. It's awesome.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, a couple people already asked. I want to say, I believe I put Todd's link below. If you like to hit him up and subscribe to him, his link should be right below in description, so you can do that later on. Or maybe Todd, if you want to type something in a chat really quick so they can
Yeah.
go on those little three dots, so people can look up your channel relatively easy. But I think I put it down below, so I'm pretty sure it's there.
Someone was asking about the good till canceled. What your thoughts are on it?
I already mentioned in my video that I'm gonna make a separate video about it. Good to cancel absolutely kicked my butt when it started. I did not expect that the algorithm on eBay is gonna change quite a bit for me. If you were not doing, I mean, there's a lot of people that always did 30 days or good to cancel, and it really didn't affect them that much. I never did. Okay, none of my listings were ever good to cancel. So this was totally new experience for all the stuff that we list. I would say everything that I did was either 7 and 10-day listings, about 50% of them, and then finally they would go to 30 days listing at the most, and then again the cycle of relisting them again 7, 10, 30. That's how we usually do it: 7, 10, 30, 7, 10, 30. So it was a big shocker, and stuff plummeted. My sales, when they implemented this, I believe in the second part of March. What was it, March or April? No, March. March. We already saw a dip immediately within the first couple weeks when my things, after 7 or 10 days would not go to my regular cycle, and they would go for a longer period of time. And then in April, when everything started going into good to cancel, we had about, I want to say, overall, mid-April, a dip of about 35, almost 40%, which is huge. And then slowly started recovering by the end of April. And then we figure out by May what we need to do. So I'm gonna make a separate video about that, so you guys I can chime on it and give you details what I'm doing now. I'm gonna tell you right now one thing: we are not doing good to cancel. Okay, we are still went back and rotating how we did. We are ending listing, so that's like a quick hint. But I'm gonna get into details how we do it on a video that I'll do. So, but yeah, it was actually a shocker. Sales dipped big time. Now they kind of recovered back. So it's costing a little bit more money, but I'm fine with that, right? Because you were listing more often. But so that's what we've been doing. I don't know how you do your listing. Are you always good to cancel, or how you been doing your stuff?
I've always done a 30-day with a 60-day return, and at one point I didn't got very few returns, but they happen, whatever. But once they went to the good to canceled, the part that messed me up was when I'm on my laptop, it says I have like 1,050 active, when in fact I've only got 950 active. So it's like the ones that sold now it says that they're out of stock, and I'm like, so then I go in and I manually just end the whole thing.
Right.
It's weird, man. So, anyways, you just work around everything. There's going to be changes, and you just have to bob and weave, right?
Now, my question is: did you see a drop when they
Oh
implemented this, or was it pretty much the same for you?
no, it hit me.
It
Yep,
hit you? Okay.
yep,
I had quite a few people reached out to me, especially in April, by the end of April, and everybody was like, what's happening? Why my sales are 25, 30% down? So it was interesting. I think it did the whole algorithm change across the board.
yeah,
But now we're coming back a little bit to normal. So hey, it changes. It's the beast that we are on, and we got to go with the flow. I mean, that's how it is. So,
yeah.
but
And if everything stayed the same all the time, it wouldn't be quite as much fun now, would it? You got to keep us on our toes, man.
That's true. 100% agree. A lot of people are here saying here that I picked unbelievable guest for the channel. Well, listen, Todd has been a long time subscriber to me. You probably one of the first subscribers too to my channel. And I remember that story, and I was kind of shocked. You were one of the first that asked to have that.
Autograph.
You bought, yeah, you bought that hat from us.
Let me go grab that real
And
quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
so Todd bought this hat from me, and we packed it, shipped it out to Todd, and few days later, the message comes back, and Todd says, "Well, I got the head, but there's one problem." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" I mean, it's just a head. Nothing could happen to this head. He says, "One problem. You guys supposed to all sign this head for me. There's no signatures on it. I'm gonna ship it back to you. I want it signed." It was unbelievable. I was like shocked. So you actually sent it back to us. We
Yeah.
sign it for you, and we shipped it back to you. Say something
Yep.
so they can see it. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, here it is. It's just a little kid Superman hat, but I wanted Pete and Vicky and Adrian's autograph because I watched them and I looked up to them and I was like, gosh darn it. The thing is, if you don't ask for something in life, you're not going to get it. So I had the hat. I could have been happy, but I was like, I'm not going to be happy till it says Pete the Craigslist Hunter on there because this is a form of inspiration for me on those days when I don't feel like listing. I look at my hat. I'm like, okay, I got a list. Or I look at my shirt from Casey the Rockstar Flipper. I got a list. It's these little things that push me. And
Yeah.
so hopefully I can be that same way for someone else someday.
And I really appreciate that, Todd. And that's why I always thought if I could give a little bit back, um, that's all I can do, right? And I know you've been a great channel now. I love watching you. You just flow when you do your live streams, and I'm like, I gotta bring this guy. I gotta bring him on one time so we can have a chat.
Yeah.
Because you now inspiring other people, and that's amazing. Just and the quote that you just gave a few minutes ago, if you don't ask, you probably will never get it, right? And people are scared of that, popping that question or asking somebody for help or asking for the support. And there's a lot of great people out there that as soon as you ask, they will help. It's amazing, actually, people that
Yep.
are willing to help. So I'm actually super glad that you are on my channel. Hopefully, I can get a little bit more exposure for you because you need it. Your channel is so fantastic, and when you do the shows also with your daughter, with Caroline, oh man, that's so cute. That's so sweet. I absolutely love it. So I love it.
And on that note, Pete, I want to answer a question in the chat that came in a little bit ago from Matt at BK Vending. He had asked, what words of encouragement would you give to a child or a young adult that would like to start flipping? Do it. Watch your mom, watch your dad, and do what they do. You don't have to do the listing part, but sit there and watch them. Watch what they're putting in. Watch the titles. Take the pictures. They're not going to be perfect at first, but just do it. Caroline, she'll come down here and she'll knock out pictures, man. Um, and because she likes to make that money, she's like, yeah, I need to make some money. What can I do? I'm like, okay, see all those vans over there? Clean those, and I'll pay you $1 per pair of shoes. And so she's over there cleaning shoes because she wants to go swimming and have food for or money for the concessions. So she doesn't ask me for money. She says, "Dad, how can I make some money?" And I
That's
think that
awesome.
if you instill that into your young ones, they're receptive. They understand. They know how to do it.
Absolutely. And like you said, if you can start that from when they're little and they see you working, hustling, and they're part of it too, and you let them do this, or you let do this with me or do that, they're part of that world. Man, there's nothing better, really.
Yeah, she carries my packages in. A lot of times she's like, "Dad, you stay here in the truck. I got it." And she just carries in the packages and she brings out my receipt and they know her in there. And yeah, it's cool.
That's
And
awesome. How old is
she's
she now?
9.
She's
She's
9.
9. She gets more fan mail than I do, Pete.
That's fantastic. That's like what's his name? Milo and Ruby get more fan mail than I do,
Yeah, that is a beautiful bird.
So
And Milo's awesome.
somebody's asking, Pete, how did you get into the reselling? Well, I mean, I did already quite a few videos on that subject. Actually, earlier videos or earlier streams that you're gonna watch. But it's been a while. It's now it's been solid like 20 years, but I've been always flipping something. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into this stream on this, but go find some older videos, and I go step by step, how I got into this game. So how about you overall, Todd? I never heard your story. I'm sure people
Yeah,
heard my story, but what's your story?
my story. Let's see here. It all goes back, I suppose, to about eighth grade. I wanted a skateboard. My mom's like, "Cool, you can have a skateboard. You make the money to buy it." So I did like what a lot of people probably have done. I went to the store and I bought Snickers or Reese's. Reese's. I bought candy basically. I put it in my backpack. I bring it to school and I hustled candy until I had enough to buy a skateboard. That was where I learned to flip. And then my whole life, I've just been hustling, man. Whether it was cars, selling cars, I sold a ton of cars, sold insurance. I think the thing is, if you just treat people like grandma and grandpa, doesn't matter what you're selling, as long as you have good intentions and good in your heart, it's all good. And if they don't buy it, that's okay. They probably have a niece or a nephew that might. So, uh, yeah. But in the reselling thing, I started a detail company about 3 years ago up here in Minnesota. It became seasonal because it got cold. So in November, I started selling on eBay. December 5th was my first sale, and that was it. I haven't looked back. And now occasionally I do detail a car on rarely. I'm trying to not even touch a car at some point, but if something fun comes in, I've got to detail a Corvette or because it's fun.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you. I remember those videos that you made in the winter time about switching that engine in a Fiero. Was it a Fiero or?
Yeah, yeah. I've got an '86 Fiero GT, and the clutch went out on it, and it costs about $3,000 to go get a new clutch put in because they're going to drop your motor out, and it's very labor intensive. So I watched some YouTube videos, made notes, and I'm fortunate enough to have married the farmer's daughter, and my father-in-law has the ultimate shop with the lift and everything you ever could need. So he's like, "Go ahead, Todd, knock yourself out." And so I figured it out, man, and I took it out, and he helped me obviously because he has the knowledge. And got it out, put it back in, started it up, drove to the post office. I'm like, "My car's sitting outside. It's awesome. Woohoo!" Went outside, got back in it, and that was it. It wouldn't run. So I screwed something up, Pete. Yep. So now I need to take it all back apart and fix it. And it's just, I don't have the time to be messing with it, man. So it's going to be a winter project, I think.
Yeah, what year is it?
1986,
86. Red or black?
black, black with gray interior, 2.8, 4-speed, uh, the fastback, the wing. It's fun, man. I get more looks in that little car, Pete. And the reason I got it was back when I was in my 20s, when I was 19, 20, I had one, and I love that car. And I've had a lot of cars, and that was the only one that was exciting to drive because you have to drive it. There's no power steering. It's a 5-speed, 4-speed, and you hear everything, you feel everything. The motor's right behind you. It's just an experience rather than just getting in a car and going somewhere. You're experiencing something. So when I had the opportunity to get another one, I did. Now
Yeah.
that's fun.
It's something great that you touch on it. I think because of it, that's why we as a resellers can be successful, especially on platform like eBay. When I was 20, I had it. I love it. Now I'm 40, 50, 60. I want that memory. I got some money. I'm going to go and buy it. That's why we can make a living doing this, because people are sentimental to stuff and they go out and they find the toys and they buy them.
Yep.
So,
And actually, I did a trade for that car. I got two Fieros for one truck from a good friend of mine. I had sold him some vehicles back in the day, and I had a 1992 Ford Night Edition. Remember those? They're all blacked out, very cool, very limited edition. And so I traded him that straight across for the black Fiero that he just got done painting because he was an auto body man. And so that was that. And then another donor car that I have sitting out at the farm. I
Yeah.
got two cars.
See, but that goes back again for because you sold the cars for so long and you had so many connections that this opportunity probably came from those connections. Somebody
Oh yeah.
called somebody and says, "Hey, Todd, are you still in it for, are you still looking for this?"
Yep. Yep.
That's how I run, as you guys know, that's how I run business. Most of my pickups and deals that I find are created by connections. Somebody knows somebody, and that somebody knows me, and somebody picks up the phone, and here's the deal. So it's
Yep.
super important doing what we do, having the connections with people. So I mean, I know this is all, I mean, everybody already talked about this. I know the stuff that we are talking about here on the show, this is not for the first time. This has probably been said 100 times on different shows, and the shows that I did with Chad and Ronnie, and before with Mike, Global Voodoo, and Andrew. I mean, we all talked about this, but this is so true and so real. That's why we keep repeating it, because if you want to be successful, the connections, the honey holes, the pickers that you meet, if you treat them right, that goes a long way. Those deals come back. That's how you keep the ball rolling in this business.
Yeah, it's amazing what a reputation and a referral can get you. You walk in with a good reputation and a referral from someone that will vouch for you. There you go. You know. So,
Yeah.
yep, that's what it is. Referral and reputation.
All right. Let's see if we missed any. Go ahead and put out your sponsor there, Todd. Who's your
Should I do that?
sponsor?
Okay, I'm sitting over here doing some quiet ASMR. But hi guys, I'll do a quick sponsor. Dad's Vintage Garage is a sponsor of mine. He has a daughter like I do, and they resell. He's a small channel, but he's a good guy. And I'm always for the underdog, man. Always for the guy who's just starting out. So go check out. Oh, it's not in the description below. I'm used to saying that. Anyway, Dad's Vintage Garage. Go check him out. Good guy. I vouch for him.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Somebody is asking a question here. Mark is asking, Pete, what do you do for health insurance? Well, I'm in a very lucky position because my wife does have a full-time job. She's in the medical field, and we have insurance through her. But here and there, we had to get our own private, and it's tough. It could be very expensive. So if you are especially have a family, and you are the guy who's or girl who has to support everything and to get the insurance, it's tough. It could get up there, but these days, especially if you have a family, and maybe if you're a single you can swing it, but when you have a family you got to have insurance. So I'm lucky enough at the moment that my wife has a and she's been talking lately, she might go maybe part-time soon, but we
Mhm.
still might be able to get insurance through her work even if she's part-time. So yeah, because that could get very expensive. What about you, Todd?
My wife is the boss at her company. She runs, how many employees does she have? I don't know, 30 employees. And so, yeah, she loves what she does. Um, and so, yeah, she has the insurance. So I'm fortunate as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot of us, I guess, in this business, we have option that your spouse will have insurance because it's a big plus. So it is.
I really, really, really would love to have my wife not work there and have her work at home with me. But she even said we couldn't work together 24 hours a day. We couldn't do it. Just because she needs to be out there leading people. That's her thing. She's a leader. She solves problems. She makes things happen, and I'm proud of her for it. But I would love for her to be able to just say, you know what, let's go to the park today, or let's, like I get to, right? I don't feel good. I'm going to take 15 minutes, close my eyes, and then I'll feel better in 15 minutes. Just the freedom to do what it is that I do. Um, but she would never quit what she does. She's been there as long as we've been together.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
how.
if there's nothing wrong with having a gig that you like, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong working for somebody when you enjoy it. I mean, there's plenty of people that have great jobs, they really like what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you in that spot, more power to you. I mean,
Yeah.
me and probably you, I don't think I can work for a man and not even Wow, I don't even remember last time when I did work here and there a couple times because I had to, because some of the businesses that I did didn't pan out and didn't work out, and I was on the floor and I had to get up and go make some money. That's how it is when you are entrepreneur. Things don't work out sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
At one point, I had a limousine company, and I had a six-passenger limousine. Which, when I moved up here, I thought, gosh, it's a small area. I can have a small limousine. Well, what I realized is North Dakota is a party state, man. Six-passenger wasn't enough. They need a bus. So after 2 years of turning down business because I didn't have a car big enough, I got rid of it, got some money, bought a party bus, and had a party bus for like what 7 years. Holy craziness, man! And then it gets to a point where it's just like, oh my gosh, yes, I know I'm making money, but there's got to be another way.
it's
uh,
funny when you say that, because I was a part of a limo business as well for
nah, I believe it.
for many years actually, and that business completely went out of business when September 11 happened.
Oh,
And we almost went bankrupt. Almost, I say, because it was right to the point that I was sitting at the a lawyer's desk, ready to sign the paper for bankruptcy, and it actually we pulled it out, but then we quickly liquidating, because when September 11, the part the partnership that I was in with the limos, it couldn't survive. I mean, everything just stopped. We had 90% of our business was running the airports. When the airport stopped, all the corporate work stopped. We were in within, when you're running almost 20 limos, and those are payments and insurance are coming every month,
yep,
all it takes is 2-3 months with no work, and you are right under the bridge. And that's
yeah.
exactly what happened to us. So I
Wow.
had my ups and downs. I know what's going on.
So with the limo business, it's fun for a while, right? And then it gets to a point where it turns, and the thought of going out and babysitting 14 drunk people isn't appealing anymore. And
Yep.
it got bad for my soul, man. I was like, I don't want to make these people turn into the other people that I don't want to watch. So, anyways, got out of it, and it's all good.
Yeah. So
But you have to try.
you
You have to
have
do
to,
all these
yeah.
things. And that was a
You
decade of my life of transportation. So,
Yeah. So yeah, cool, cool. Somebody's asking, do you ever ship anything freight? What carrier do you use? So I have couple very small local companies. They're right by me actually in Crystal Lake. But you can use, FedEx or UPS freight. Anything over 150 pounds, they give you different rates. You can use them if it's something super heavy and big and bulky. But there's a lot of companies out there that actually have small guys, little guys, that have a sprinter van, or they have a small truck, or they have a small trailer, and they will come. I had recently, guys, we sold a piano, and this lady sent out a company out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This guy runs a small sprinter. Uh, Probably can fit two, maybe three pianos at a time at that sprinter. Is one of those high ones that you can, have like 7 feet of height in
right.
it.
Yep.
And that's when the guy came in, he already had one piano inside. He got the piano from me, and then he was still going somewhere else to pick something else up to deliver. So there's a lot of services out there that you can actually put in what you have, how big is it, what is it, the dimensions, and you will get quotes. Right? These guys are kind of fighting over the trips. So there's another way of shipping stuff across the country or across the state. Some of them are very competitive, and sometimes you can get really good rates.
Yeah. I've never shipped anything more than, I think probably 13, 15 pounds might have been the heaviest. I try and
Really?
stay away from big, 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 big stuff. I did just ship a really cool golf club within the last week. It was my first golf club I ever shipped, and boy, was that a treat.
Well, I ship, as you watch my channel, you probably see I ship all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and I'm
Yeah.
not scared of it.
No.
Uh, and sometimes here and there you will lose, but overall, I do okay on shipping. I don't worry about it. 99% of the time, I do charge the customers. Even sometimes when it's something super big and heavy, we'll list as a local pickup and then let the people arrange the shipping. And we sell quite a bit of strange and big items that way. So if people something if they really want it, they're willing to pay for it. So
Yeah, that's what my mom says. My mom is in her 70s, and she came up here a couple summers ago and saw what I was doing. She went back and started up selling on eBay. So she's got about 207. She sells probably 2 to 3 a day. She's mid 70s, and she loves it.
yeah, great.
So yeah,
Hey, thanks, Adam, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Adam, if you don't mind, can I make you a moderator really quick? I need a couple more moderators for this chat, if you don't mind. But
yeah,
I really appreciate the super chat. You guys don't have to do that. So kind of you.
Cornelius, how you doing, Cornelius? Nice to see a fellow subscriber. Small picker, borderline. Gosh, all kinds of good people here. I appreciate y'all being here. 292. Holy crap. I just looked over there. Haven't looked over at that number yet. Wow.
Oh, nice.
No pressure.
Nice. 300 people watching. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know we are enjoying. We've been both excited for a week that we're going to do this. We talk to each other and it's like, yeah, let's do this. This is going to be fun.
Let me go back to that thing about worrying about something that never happens. Let me go back to that. From the time I woke up this morning, I felt like I was on a roller coaster. My stomach felt like I was standing in line to get on a roller coaster or was at the top of a hill of a roller coaster. Either way, it was a weird feeling all day long. And because I was like, oh boy, what's it really going to be like? But here it is, man. It's just us talking, and there was nothing to worry about. And I stressed myself out for nothing. So it happens, guys. Just don't sweat it.
I know. Thanks, Frontier. Yeah, 103,000 subscribers. Guys, wouldn't be able to do it without you. Everybody that's here in the chat is such a great support. This community is just insane. It's unbelievable. Yes, you're going to have a few bad apples here and there, but overall, this community is amazing. And I belong to a couple of other communities that I watch on YouTube and I'm part of it. And I'm telling you, I don't think they're as tight and as fun as this reselling community is. I mean, would you agree, Todd? I mean, it's amazing some of the people that are here with us.
Yeah. Okay. So aside from reselling, I saw someone ask me what kind of stuff do I like to collect or do I get attached to, and that goes along with my friends here on the YouTubes. This Hot Wheels. I've gotten into playing with Hot Wheels again. Not all the time, but I've got a track and I'll roll a car down there because it's fun. I like the sound of it. But on Friday nights, my friend NASCAR man 3345, he does this whole thing with 40 something cars and brackets and he sets it up. And me and all of our fellow resellers pick a car and we all race. And everybody chats and races. So another way to hang out that's not really reseller related, but we're all just hanging out anyway. That's cool, man. When you have people that are that tight that you come together. I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah,
everybody.
It is, and especially I got some bad feedback at the moment. Did you hear that? That was weird. Anyway, yeah, and then you playing with those cards and you become a little kid again.
That's some of the things that I say is those are things that as adults we forget to do because we're too busy being adults, doing adult crap, right? We forget to imagine, we forget to stop and pretend. I told Caroline, can we pretend for a while today? Just pretend. Let's play. Let's have some fun, man. Let's remember what is important. Yes, making money flipping is very important because we have to pay the bills, but that's not what's important. What's important is making the memories with your child and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just watching a comment from Mr. Sadie. He says more metal detecting videos coming soon. That's another thing. If you're into something and it really makes you, like your free time you're spending and you forget about everything else because you're so into it. It's just like fishing for me. Or there's a couple other hobbies. We are so up and fast and everything is quick. Let's do it. We forget. It's exactly what you're saying. We forget and the time flies,
Life,
Just
Has
like
to.
that. Gosh, I'm 50 already. Can you guys believe this? I'm almost 50. This
Yeah.
is insane. Where does the
You are.
time go?
I don't know. Not around here. That's for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like my both daughters, as you guys seen a month ago, they graduated college. Where does this time go? It just flies. So when you have a moment that you can really like say, and let's take a break, let's imagine a little bit, let's play, do it, especially when you have kids, man.
Oh yeah. Yep. Because when you're long gone, those kids will say, "Man, I remember when my dad got on the floor and we played cars for that hour, that one day." You know. Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Well, thank you so much. Somebody says you don't look 50 to me. Look at this gray beard. How
I
old
had
are you,
some.
How old are you, Todd?
I'm right behind you, buddy. I'm 46.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I grew a beard, there'd be gray in there. Yeah. Jump in the pool. Yeah, Alex, Fat Man Flipper, he's a good guy. He bought some pair of shoes for me on that auction. It's just looking in the chat. It's like a whole bunch of friends. Four-eyed Hustler, thanks for being here. Adam's good people. Adam's actually in my phone. I could call him right now if I wanted to. There's about 8 different people that are subscribers that are actually I've got their phone numbers. And Kelly Hit Flippin Mama was the first one, and she's good people, man. We just talk. She's
Uh,
shipping all the time. So,
yeah, I actually it got a little bit out of hand for me. As you get a little bit more popular and you get a little bit more subscribers, I kind of stopped giving my private phone out
yeah,
because it got a little bit
be careful.
crazy. And
Yeah.
listen, guys, and I'm not telling you don't message me or anything like that. It's just it got to the point that I probably gave them out a little bit too much of my private phone, and then it's just you start getting a little bit bombarded. And I kind of pulled it back. Now it's more strictly send me a message through Messenger maybe, or send me a message through email or something like that, because having a private phone out there just became too much, and I hope everybody could understand that. So yeah, but I got lots of great like friends. We became friends. A lot of people that we can just pick up the phone call or through the text, just shoot some, how you say it?
Shoot the shipping.
Shoot the shipping. Correct, sir.
Uh, let's see here. Trying to grow my page. Buy storage art sales. A lot of new faces. Oh,
Well,
we've scored a high-end Marantz CD. All I saw was Marantz.
yeah, I saw that too scroll by, and now I can't even find it in the chat anymore. High end Morans CD 63 SC. Okay, he put it again. Nikki put it again after the drifting. Although the CD player functioned perfectly, the CD tray makes a difficult, disturbing noise because one of the gears resonated. So you can probably, if you don't want to keep it for yourself, just make sure you disclose that, and you can still get some probably good money for it and sell it. I sell broken stuff all the time.
Yeah, definitely sell broken stuff for parts.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, Adam is asking actually here, Pete, how is Chad doing? Chad is doing good. We talk from time to time. He's been very busy with his family. He's a big family guy. But I heard lately he's gonna be starting his new channel. He likes to start doing some restoration. He's gonna have some a little bit free time. So I'm actually kind of excited to see that going for him. So, but Chad is doing good. Somebody else says, found a Moran 6100 needs good needle. Sometimes those needle can be expensive, but you can still sell them without it.
Yeah. What kind of vinyl do you listen to? Like, what genre? Are you into jazz? You into classical? You into
Let's
rock?
see.
You look like a Ted Nugent, Tom Petty kind of guy.
Let's see. Let me pull something out here. So let's see what I got here. I got probably about 300 records here behind me. So here's the first one, Alan Person Project.
Okay.
That's another Alan Person. Supertramp. Another Alan Person. Electric Light Orchestra. more ELO. John and Evangelis. Remember that store? Those for you who are in Chicago, Rolling Stones. That was one of the biggest vinyl stores that you can go to back in the day.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh,
My dog is doing her job. Violet, hush.
it's,
Be good. Come here.
it's all good. It's all good. I got some Eagles here. I got some Moody Blues, more ELO. So I like a lot of classic rock as well from 70s and 80s, and then I got a lot of 80s stuff.
Yeah.
I used to from 1985 86 1986 to about 91 92 was the last gig I did. I used to spin. I used to be a DJ for good solid 5 years. So I enjoyed that era
Yeah.
of playing different music. I played a lot of Euro, but I also played a lot of house. Being in Chicago here, a lot of that music came out of the city here in Chicago, so that was lots of fun. So I still enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that you when you see a turntable, you can spot it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of my passion. So
Right.
I love anything that's got to do with that audio, from 70s and 80s. So especially 70s, anything silver face, man, it's like my heart start racing right
Right.
away.
That's awesome. I've got a couple cool electronic pieces that I really like. I've got this karaoke machine from 1984. It has an 8-track and a cassette player in it. Totally works, and it's by a company called the Singing Machine. But if you look it up, you can only find one or two different models. The one I have, I can't find. I don't know. It's priceless to me. I use it. And then I've
Uh,
got one of those boom boxes with the or the TV in it. Um, yeah, I like the electronics. I listen to my old Walkmans. I love the vinyl. I've got my Purple Rain album that I listen to that I've had since fifth grade. Man, that thing's got
yeah.
character.
Well, he's the boy from
Oh yeah.
your state, right? He's from Minneapolis, wasn't he?
Yep.
Or yeah.
Chanhassen, which is a little suburb of the cities down there. Yeah, he actually
Mm.
did have a purple house before he bought Paisley Park. And here's a little bit of trivia for you. My oldest daughter, because I've got an older daughter that's almost 22 years old. She'll be 22 this month. Her name is Paisley. Paisley.
Wow,
Yeah, and
nice.
her middle name is Love, and that was out of respect for Gladys Love Presley, Elvis's mama. So yeah, and Caroline, she's named after her grandmother, my wife's mom, and her middle name is Illyria, after my grandmother. So she's the only kid in the whole family that has both grandmothers' names. So it's kind of
Mm.
cool.
I heard something that they were gonna release some never heard songs from Prince that he put together, and they found it, and there was like never nobody ever laid eyes on it. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, he had something called the vaults. That sorry, mom. Oh, she's probably watching, or no, she should be watching. Anyway, the vaults. Yeah, he had so many songs, man, that he never released. Back in the old days, I'd get bootlegs. I had the Black Album. That was cool when you could have something that was actually a bootleg. Now it's
Right.
whatever, free for all. But in the mid '80s, a bootleg was a bootleg. It sounded crappy. It was awesome.
Yeah. Cool, cool, man. That's so awesome that that the music, it's such a big part, at least for me. The music is such a big part of your life that it brings memories, right? You hear a song, it brings you 10 years back. You hear another song, brings you another 20 years back. It's just amazing how we associate yourself with the certain eras and with the music. Um, that's why I love just putting out old vinyl and just putting out that needle and hearing that crack, and it's just the memories, and it's just an unbelievable feeling overall. That's why it's it's precious to me. Vinyl and audio is just like I can't
That's
say
your thing.
anything else. That's
That's
my
your thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I got into some of the old music. Flats and Scruggs are an old bluegrass guys from the 40s, 50s, 60s. So cool, man, the way these guys play. And you just find a different appreciation for music, I think, as
Yeah.
you get older, you know.
All right, we've been on for an hour, Todd.
Wow,
Couple
that was
more. Yeah,
fast.
time is flying, man. Couple more
And that,
questions. If you guys have any more questions, pop them in, and we'll answer a couple more. Um, and I think we're gonna wrap it up. I mean, I we kind of talked before we started that we'll probably do this for about an hour or so,
yeah.
but we can stick around for a few more minutes and answer a couple more questions. Any questions that you have for me, Todd? Anything else?
Um, nothing really specifically. I've watched so many videos, and I went back to your first video and started there and started my way up. Um, because you got to know who you're talking to, right? So it's like I already know you, you know. So what questions am I going to ask? I like that new truck. How are you liking the new truck?
Uh,
How many
I
miles?
being honest, really
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I don't.
Really?
I do not like that truck.
What don't you
And
like about it?
here's the thing. For the last probably 15 years, I drove big trucks.
Hmm.
Um, F350s, F250. Then I had a Tundra. Then I have again 150. So all bigger trucks, bigger chassis. And then I jump into this smaller Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma. I thought I want a smaller truck. I'm not hauling any big things anymore, but I still want the cab. I want enough power to pull my boat, but I want a truck that I can actually fit into my garage, the new house that I built. I'm like, all the big trucks that I had, I always had a problem getting into the garage.
Hmm.
But I'm telling you, I feel cramped. It's not like I'm a super big guy. I mean, I'm 6'1", so I'm kind of average, but I feel cramped in that car. That car doesn't have any power. Yes, it's designed to go out there and play in mud and dirt and can crawl in and has a great suspension and all this four-wheel drive, independent wheels. Yeah, but how often do I do that? Okay. I own the
Right.
truck now for 2 years and I did it twice. Uh,
Ah,
so lagging in power, not enough room. Yes, I can pull a trailer and I can put a boat with it. It's loud. It's not comfortable. The suspension is designed really to go off road. I feel bumpy on a regular road. It's not comfortable. Maybe I'm just getting old and I want bigger truck and comfortable. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna
yeah.
change it.
I was wondering about that. That was a unique color on there. It looks like skin color, like natural skin color. Like you could put a tattoo on that thing and it would look cool, you know?
Yeah, I think they called it something with the desert something. I don't know. Yeah, I thought the color was cool. I still like the color, but it's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, those new Chevys are. I'm not advertising for anybody, but my father-in-law just sold or traded in a Silverado and picked up one of those Colorados, and it's a lot smaller than a Silverado for sure. Doesn't have the torque, but man, they're just like a car inside. Looks
Yeah,
like a car. They're
yeah,
so fancy.
it's about the same size as the Tacoma. I think that
Yeah,
Colorado. Yeah, I think the next car I'm gonna wait. There's a new company, and I'm gonna go electric. Did you ever heard of Rivian?
I have not, but I've no electric's probably the way to go.
Okay, so they actually, and they're doing something right, because the first car they're going to release is going to be by the end of next year. They're saying they're doing two cars. They're doing a SUV and they're doing a pickup truck. And it's going to be roughly as a size of Ford F-150. Uh, to the point that even there's some rumors that F-150, they used F-150 chassis to test out if their batteries that they are making would fit in those chassis. But anyway, that car just got funded by both. That company just got funded by Ford and Amazon. Amazon just
Oh my gosh.
invested $800 million,
Yeah.
and Ford invested $500 million in them.
Huh.
and their actually factory is going to be just outside of Chicago here in Illinois. Their headquarters, I think, are in Michigan, but they bought old Mitsubishi factory that they are working on it right now, and the first production is going to start this year. And I think this is the car that I want to go, and the range on it is going to be like 400 miles on those batteries. Four-wheel drive, independent motors, 800 horsepower. Each motor is going to have 200 horse. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds in a pickup truck.
That's awesome.
I think I want that baby, but that's enough talk about the cars. We are going overboard here.
Yeah. Well, Pete, I just want to say thanks for having me on here, man. It was a pleasure. I was scared, I was nervous, and all for naught because you're just you're Pete, man. It's all good. And so I want to say thanks for having me on here. Thanks for inspiring me, and I'm going to say thank you to you for all of the people that follow you and that you've inspired and that you've taught and that you made laugh when you say wetter and when you say different things. We love it, man. It's like that's your thing. And yeah, you're good people, Pete. So I appreciate you and your time. Like I said, when you do come up here and we do some fishing, I got to show you that muskie that's upstairs, or maybe I'll do a chat, or I'll send you a picture of some. But there's a 45-pound muskie upstairs on the wall.
Nice, nice. All right, Todd, thank you very much. I'm very humbled. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that you came in on the channel. I'm hoping that some of you guys will go and subscribe to Todd. He's hilarious. Watch his live streams, and especially when he does it with his daughter, it's so fun too. And he's picking up some cool stuff. So please go subscribe to him. Thanks everyone for being here with us tonight with the chat. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the super chats. And hopefully, Todd, we can do this again. Maybe this can become, more regular thing in the future. So
yeah, whatever your time schedule, I'll make time. So yeah,
appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.